Hi, I'm Jessica Boyer, home stager, organizer, and life coach. I work with women to help clear the clutter both internally and externally so they can get to the root of what inspires them and start creating their own unique brand of impact. Follow me on this journey. Welcome to Create and Design, the beginning of dreams fulfilled. Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm glad you're joining me on this Saturday session. I love popping in and giving you guys just a little nugget to chew on for the week. Last week I talked a little bit about, being okay with where you're at currently in this current situation that I know all of us are experiencing on some level or another, and just giving ourselves some grace around that. And I'm going to reiterate it because I found myself in this predicament this week myself, personally. And so I was finding that I wasn't frustrated, I wasn't angry, I just was feeling kind of grim and kind of melancholy. And in that space, I was starting to shame and guilt myself because I didn't feel like I was getting enough done for the week. And this is a perfect example of how I was not being okay with where I was at. So I am just going to point out I have to work on all these things as well. And please, let's give ourselves some grace where we're at this point in time in our lives. But today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that whole concept of self-sabotage. I had read an author talk about it at one point in time, and he called it gremlins. And I love that. I love the concept of kind of taking it outside of ourselves and naming it kind of something ugly and something that we kind of can reject. And that idea that it is our ego, and our ego does work to sabotage us, but being able to call it a gremlin and give it a different kind of language, I think just it makes it a little bit more fun. But anyways, just kind of in review of that, we all have our own gremlins. Please don't think that you're the exception. And if you do think you are the exception, I'm going to ask you to dig even deeper this week then to really pay attention to how you are self-sabotaging. We all tend to do it because we all have the ego that lurks in our mind. But that gremlin is that person or is that a concept that, it will stop us or kind of give us permission to avoid doing something. It will let us off the hook when we know we should get something accomplished. It's kind of that idea that, we know what's best for us, but that inner gremlin takes us out of the game. And so how is your gremlin doing that to you? I know for myself, I am kind of that F it person. I'm like, oh, I didn't do it perfectly. I didn't, or I messed up, so just screw it. I'm not going to do it at all. That's my gremlin. It's haunted me all my life. In fact, oftentimes I won't even start because I don't feel like I'm going to be able to do it to the level of I want it, or perfect it to the level I want it to be. Others that I've worked with, like I've had many clients who, while this is an asset to some level, at some point in time it becomes a gremlin, is when they get themselves wrapped up in other people's tasks or other people's business. They're helping out, but as a result, they've really taken the attention off themselves and what they need to do for themselves. That's a gremlin. I've worked with individuals who will repeat time and time again, I just don't have enough time, or I don't know how to prioritize. Those are all gremlins speaking to them. That's their way of taking themselves off the hook of getting things done. The thing is, I will not deny that when we have something on our list to get done, it all needs to get done at some point in time, but there is a point where you can prioritize. And I'll have clients say, I don't know how to prioritize. Well, it's, paying attention to what are those smaller tasks that you insert in just to fill time and space, like checking your email, multiple times an hour, and taking yourself out of the game of doing the larger tasks that are going to kind of move you ahead. That's a way of sabotaging. Everybody has their own form of sabotage, and I could go on and on and on because obviously I've worked with quite a few individuals and we all do have our own unique gremlins. But I want you to pay attention to you this week. What are your gremlins? What are you doing to stop yourselves from being in your glory? And with that, much love and light. Bye now. As always, the world is a better place with you in it. Join me again next time.